The wind blew cold through the trees, pinching off dying leaves and making them flutter like butterflies into the yards of the small town of Brayerville. Autumn was here, and the town had unpacked their coats and gloves, ready for a season of festivities, the first of which was the annual Halloween carnival put on by the local high school, and everyone was excited. Brayerville was a town where everyone knew everyone and no newcomer went unwelcomed. That's what happened when the Nomolinis moved in. They were a family of 5, one mother, one father, and 3 smart kids. In addition to being smart, their oldest son, Darian, was drop-dead gorgeous, with green eyes that glinted when they caught you staring at him. This is what Emily noticed, and Emily is a neighbor across the street who is a known overachiever, and, as you might imagine, is the school valedictorian, head of a few committees, and of course a frequent candidate for school royalty. Anyways, it was that Emily was just too busy to pay any more attention to Darian, but kept a suspicious eye on his family, as she could only describe it as a feeling that they were hiding something. Busy, busy, round and round, can't ignore a soul is bound, if you wake and see the dawn, flutter, flutter on the lawn. Carnival was soon to start, and I had to do one last check with the haunted house project that my committee was in charge of. I was glad to get out of a few classes on the last day so I could do this last check, and so it was I ended up in an empty classroom quietly going over the plans and paperwork. I could hear the school clock tick and tock, and I kept pace with it until bang! I awoke with a start. I looked at the wall clock silently ticking past the 5 o'clock hour. Wow! I must have dozed, and what was that sound? I rolled my shoulders and slowly stretched when he tapped my shoulder. Emily. I jumped and turned around quickly and saw the familiar green in his eyes. Darian, what are you doing here? I came by to talk to you. I've been wanting to ask you some... Bang! That noise again, and we both looked at each other, frozen in our space. We quickly glanced to the door. It seemed like minutes before Darian broke the spell when he tapped my shoulder to get my focus. I laughed nervously. Hey, Darian, help me finish up the last check in the haunted house. We packed up my things, and just then a strong, earthy odor filtered through the room, and before we could even speak of it, the door smashed open and something or someone rushed at us. It hit Darian first, and he went down with it, wrestling on the floor. I saw a flash of steel plunge and plunge until the struggle stopped. Then, from the pile on the floor, black eyes turned and looked at me. And the knife. No! 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 I put my hands up in defense, another flash of steel, and I screamed! The scream echoed and my hands were fighting. Emily, Emily, wake up! Heart still pounding, I opened my eyes and saw the green glint of his eyes looking at me. I was confused. Then, without thought, I reached for him and buried my face in his chest. His arms held me securely and quietly. After I had calmed, I slowly pulled away. Are you all right? He asked, not letting me go. He was looking at me, and I couldn't look away at his eyes, and then his lips. And then it happened. He bent his head and kissed me on my lips. I stepped back. Hey, that was great, but I don't really know you. What's there to know? He said, holding my gaze. I don't know, maybe like, why did your family move here? Why are you really here? And why do you have the oddest green eyes? Just then, the familiar smell of earth permeated the room in a sense of déjà vu. Darian noticed my reaction. Emily, all you really need to know is that you're safe with me. And his voice went into a deep growl, and his head snapped to the door as it slammed open, and this time it was different.